Hi everyone, this is the Focus Spender, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 tips to recession-proof your finances. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, organizing your personal finances, and increasing your net worth. So let's get started. First, I would like to say that although I took a few economics classes in grad school and I occasionally listen to the Freakonomics podcast, I am no economist. However, I do read the newspaper on an almost daily basis and I watch the news. So I know that there is a good chance that we are headed toward a recession in 2019. And because we're getting the warning signs now, you need to start thinking about how you are going to adjust your finances in case the worst happens. So here are my 4 tips. First, build or build upon your emergency fund. So if you don't have an emergency fund at all, you need to start one ASAP. And if you do have one, you need to review it to see if you need to add more months worth of expenses to that fund. So during a good economy, money experts say 3 to 6 months worth of expenses should be saved in an emergency fund. But let's say there is a recession and you do lose your job. It's going to take much longer to find a new job. And if you do find a new job, even if it's relatively quickly, you might end up making less money than you made before. So you need to have that cushion. So I would say gather up all of your expenses and multiply that number by 6. And that's how much you need for a 6-month emergency fund. Go ahead and tack on 3 more months to get to 9, or even 6 more months to get to 12. So that might involve you doing a little cost cutting and just reorganizing how you're paying down on your bills to make sure that you have enough money to save relatively quickly. Tip 2 is to start paying off your debt very aggressively. So after you have your emergency fund funded, look and see where your debt is. And you want to especially pay attention to your credit card debt or any other high interest debt, because those are the things that you really can't adjust. At least with student loans, the interest rate, if it's a federal loan, is going to be much lower than a credit card. And student loans have, payment plans that you can change based off of your income. You can defer your student loans if you lose your job. There's certain things that you can do with student loans that you just cannot do with your credit card debt. So you don't want to go into a recession with credit card debt. You want to make sure that's paid off as soon as possible. Tip number 3 is to trim the fat off of your budget. So again, think about how you're spending and look and see if there are like subscription services or things that you're just spending money on, but you're not really paying attention to, you don't need. Start to trim those things off, because that's going to help you build up your emergency fund, and that's going to help you pay off your debt much more aggressively. And tip number 4 really is to recession-proof yourself. So whether that means to become a star employee at work, whether it means to build your network of people that you can turn to help you find a job if one is needed, whether it's to learn new marketable skills, or whether it's to start obtaining multiple streams of passive income. You want to make sure that you are putting yourself in a bubble so that if a recession does hit, you're not going to feel that pain. In 2002, when I graduated from college, there was a recession and it was very hard to find a job. It took me about 9 months to find a job. And when I did find a job, I worked at a call center doing customer service. And so it was an hourly job and I wasn't getting paid that much money, but I was so thankful to have a job, and that job helped me get all the other jobs that I have had since then. Now in 2008, when the recession hit again, I felt it a little bit differently because I had just graduated from grad school the year prior, so I had more marketable skills and I had years worth of work experience underneath my belt, and I also had a network of people surrounding me, which was great because guess what? I was knee-deep in student loans and I did not have a fully funded emergency fund. I just had money saved, but I had never thought about, if I lost my job tomorrow, am I going to be able to pay my rent? Am I going to be able to pay all my bills? Or am I going to have to move back home? Now, I really hope we don't go into a recession because that sucks. But whether or not we do, the tips that I shared with you is just pretty much good sound financial advice. You don't want to be carrying too much debt. You want to have a fully funded emergency fund, and you want to make sure you are the most marketable person that you can be. Whether you are an entrepreneur and you're looking for clients, or whether you are working for someone else and you want to continue working for other people, you want to make sure that you are like that person that people are like, girl, have you seen her? I want to work with her. So those are my 4 tips to recession proofing your finances. Please be sure to like this video. The more you like it, the more people see it. Also share, comment below, and I hope to see you in the next video. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Focus Spender. And if you want some budget tools, you can go on my website, www.focusspender.com/budget tools. Thanks. Bye-bye.